police force still almost charges Hanako.
Oh, nah. Ah, you got fit for down. You got fit.
Hello there, welcome to another exciting edition of Let's Talk Ghana here on Studios 2 Television. Another building collapse at Kasoa, killing 1 and injuring 4 in what is fast becoming a worrying trend of architectural and building integrities across the country. We look into what might have transpired, hear from eyewitnesses, and see if there are any individuals who can come up to seek to answer some of the questions which are fast rising, with the latest incident becoming the 5th this year alone. And also, the minority in parliament serve notice not to actively engage in any parliamentary business should any member of their side be present in court on a day of sitting. We get details from Minority Leader Kasoa to Force and Plus End in the Tema area, where residents are protesting over the poor nature of their roads. I am Eric Mawenagbeta. We'll return shortly and get into the details of our show, where we put Ghana first in all of our conversations. You're welcome back to Let's Talk Ghana here on Studios 2 Television. This is the show where we put Ghana first in all of our conversation. Yes, every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on Studios 2 Television, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Many thanks, as always, for leaving messages for us as feedback to all of the content that we bring to you. Like I mentioned, I am Eric Mawenagbeta. We're starting on a rather sad note because there's been another building collapse here in the country, the 5th successive building collapse this year alone, resulting in 1 person dying and 4 others sustaining various degrees of injuries. According to eyewitnesses, the building caved in when the rains yesterday began. Here is exactly what it is that we've seen, and an eyewitness account after that unfortunate incident.
Entire structure.
What's about saying?
So we turn him. If I say 1 to 2, name say boy, a party blog, it be good for me. And at the end, a dick, and no free. A quarter to a chill. Into one mutias and air grant. The almost running on a room. A room.
Okay. Into we
No fancy, Mamma Casaka for 4 5.
Namuyo monona ebinomotia.
Abinumutias. Mamma Casana. By any media.
Oh. Vanessa Quacket will become
you monona. But no more life.
okay.
And if you go on to citynewsroom.com, where amongst many things there are pictures, and you read the story in detail, questions about the structural integrity of the building have come up, where residents have times without number, according to the story, stated that they questioned the integrity of the building. What has happened to the municipal metropolitan assemblies and the architects and constructors and building planners who are supposed to be in these offices? It's the 5th time. The last time the Association of Constructors and Architects were at the last site, promising to investigate, promising to see to it that a lot of action is taken, and yet we have another incident on our hands. Now it appears a trend is buildings collapsing and killing innocent lives. How do we as ordinary citizens even tell if a building has structural defects? Are we going to sit and watch for people to continue to die? What is the role of these individuals who are paid daily and are at our various assemblies? What are they doing? Are they taking monies and just allowing people permits to continue to build in very dangerous areas? I'm sure for many of us in our homes or in our neighborhoods, we've seen buildings which are fast springing up, and we have questions, we've asked questions, maybe not to authorities, but to ourselves, how these buildings are coming up, and yet it appears the relevant authorities who are supposed to be policing these things are not doing enough. An unfortunate incident that has claimed yet another life. There'll be a lot of talk shop, and then everybody goes to bed again until another unfortunate incident. It cannot be business as usual. It's the 5th time this year alone. It cannot be business as usual. The architects, the building planners, persons who are responsible for seeing to structural integrity of buildings and the likes. What if a building is old? How do you detect? When there are cracks in the building, what can you do? Maybe it will not be a much favorable option now to pump money into education, but we cannot watch on for people to die. That is why the local government ministry needs to take action, because all these assemblies report to the local government ministry. What are the roles of the various agencies in policing and protecting some of these things? We need to get answers, and we cannot watch on for it to become the 6th. I recall last year or a year or 2 years ago, the transport minister had cause to cause the arrest of certain individuals because there was a building which was entering a public road. We don't see such anger when somebody is building a building and it's not built properly until there's an accident. We need to do better. This is still Let's Talk Ghana here on Studios 2 Television. We're switching our attentions from that to Parliament, because yesterday James Chachi was sworn in as a new member of Parliament for the Asin North constituency, and it was an all-white occasion for the NDC, as former President John Mahama even was present. After that swearing in, the minority in Parliament served notice that they will not participate in any business of the House if any member of theirs is in court, because 3 members of Parliament from the NDC side are in court for various infractions. Let's take you to Parliament, catch glimpses of exactly what transpired, and hear from the minority leader, Dr. Kasoa Tuforsen.
Constitution and the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We now take the oath of a member of Parliament.
I, James Jachi Kwesen,
having been elected a member of Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana, as by law established, that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a member of Parliament. So help me God. Honorable members, congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Parliament of Ghana and the 275 members, I offer you the essential tools of your work: the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the standing orders of the Parliament of Ghana. Every day you are going to your farm, you must have your cutlass or your hoe to go to work.
That's right.
Today, I will start observing you.
Thank you.
Whether when you are on the floor here, you have these tools to work with.
Thank you.
And so on behalf of the House, I hand them over to you.
Okay. I was just saying.
Honorable members, I want, on behalf of all of you, to congratulate the Honorable James Kwesi Jachi. I welcome him to the House and to draw his attention that this is a very, very important role he's going to play. But before I continue, it's important that I invite the leaders of the House to also add some words of congratulation to the honorable member on his election and how they intend to welcome him to the House. So, honorable members, we'll start with the minority leader. Honorable members, please, if you catch my eye, I'll do the right thing. Yes, minority leader. Marshal, do the appropriate thing. You are not supposed to have cameramen here without permission. Yes, minority leader. Minority leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to congratulate our colleague, the Honorable James Jachi Kwesi, on his re-election and to welcome him back to the House of Parliament, where he rightly belongs. Mr. Speaker, his success in the by-election represents a victory for our democracy and a clear evidence of the savviness of the Ghanaian electorate. Right Honorable Speaker, the Assin North constituency witnessed, unfortunately, a sudden outburst of new, unplanned, and unbudgeted projects, including the distribution of cash amid a major economic crisis of our lifetime. So, Speaker, all this was to influence voters. Immediately, Honorable James Jachikwesin's election was declared null and void and of no legal effect by the Supreme Court of Ghana. The Speaker, the good people of Assin North, however, demonstrated their mandate cannot be bought by virtual projects or cash. Right Honorable Speaker, on the 7th of December 2020, the good people of Assin North expressed their mandate freely and elected Mr. James Jachikwesin to represent them in the House. Sadly, on the 6th of January 2021, every effort has been made by proxies of government to prevent Mr. Kwesin from representing his people, including injuncting him from functioning as a member of parliament. Mr. Speaker, and this lasted for almost 14 months until the Supreme Court finally made their pronouncement. Right Honorable Speaker, when these machinations by proxies of government failed to break the resolve of Mr. Kwesin, the government then took up the challenge frontally and instituted a criminal charge against him, with the Attorney General virtually urging the High Court to hear the matter on a daily basis, all to prevent Mr. Kwesin from campaigning for re-election. Mr. Speaker, the President even went further by calling on voters of Assin North not to vote for Mr. Kwesin because he was jail-bound. Mr. Speaker, the President was certain and categorical when he said, don't vote for someone who will end up in jail. Right Honorable Speaker, this singular categorical statement from His Excellency the President is not only prejudicial, but Mr. Speaker, it's a threat to fair trial and justice, and therefore undermines the judicial system, which is indeed the anchor of our democracy. Right Honorable Speaker, all these machinations did not deter nor weaken Mr. Kwesin's resolve. Indeed, he continued to serve his people and believed in his vision. Mr. Speaker, it was therefore not surprising that the good people of Assin North reaffirmed their confidence in him at the just ended election on the 27th of June 2023. With a wider margin, Mr. Speaker, they voted massively for him, and he obtained a whopping 57.56% of the valid vote cast. Mr. Speaker, the people of Assin North have sent a clear message to all politicians, Mr. Speaker, and the government of the day in particular, that they cannot be hoodwinked by sharing of money, nor be intimidated by threats. It is the same message that Ghanaians are sending to all of us, that in the year 2024, they will exercise their franchise based on their conscience, and no amount of tricks nor threat will dissuade them from voting out the administration that we are witnessing. So, Speaker, Ghanaians are really appalled by the abysmal economic mismanagement, poor governance, and increasing level of corruption, leading to unprecedented economic hardship being experienced by the people of Ghana. So, Speaker, the time has come for us as politicians, and rightly so, the political class, to have a rethink about the worsening monetization of our elections and its negative impact on our democracy.
So, excerpts from Parliament 4, you were going on a short break. When we return, we'll delve into concerns from some residents in Tema about the poor nature of their roads and a response from their MP Carlos Ahenkra. Stay with us. This is Let's Talk Ghana. Right, you're welcome back to Let's Talk Ghana, and we're going to Tema because concerned citizens of Ajay Kojo yesterday staged a protest raising concern about the poor nature of their roads. Roads have become a subject of a lot of interest in different parts of the country following government's promise of a year of roads, amongst many things. They form an important part of the economy because journeying to and fro from your place of work demands that it can be quick and efficient as possible. And so if your roads are not really good, means you're going to spend precious time there, and your productivity as and when you do get to your place of work will be reduced. And so here's exactly what residents of J. Kojo had to say, and what the Tema West MP, the Honorable Carlos Ahinkra, had for them in terms of responses.
Yeah, road contractors new. I'm gonna move by. And yes, I can help me for one. I'm gonna move by.
Police force still almost charges. Oh, sorry, Okafra. What was Unkwan? It's very, very no good. Anyakra. Hey! Hey! All be lie, I him cry, all be lie. I pray, all be lie. One day straight, one day say one party, one don't say one baller, one tilapia and one bangwa. All be lie. I say, all be lie, nana do all be lie.
Our president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Bawumia-led government, and our parliamentary member, which is Carlos Ahinkra, the MC, that is, we are pleading with them. We, the concerned citizens of J. Kojo electoral area, are calling on them to come and take responsibility of our road and our drainage system. We are suffering. When it is not raining, dust. When it is raining, potholes. So any other season we are in, we the people of J. Kojo electoral area, we are suffering.
Is that saying now we are giving the government 14 days ultimatum to fix the Ajekojo road.
And this is the main reason why we are giving him and his government the 14 days ultimatum, that when we don't see anything on our road, we will hit the street with the only message or only speech that they understand, which is the demonstration. We are going to hit hard on the streets of Ajekojo. Come 14 days. Thank you.
Of Ajekojo and its adjoining communities wish to state emphatically our displeasure about our deplorable road network and the poor drainage systems which serve as a death trap to members of the community during the rainy season, especially to school children. During the rainy season, school children end up falling into these unconstructed and uncompleted drainages, and sometimes being knocked down by motorists who tries to meander through the potholes on these deplorable roads. Additionally, it is not only in the rainy season that these deplorable roads pose as a death threat to our lives as members of the community, but also in the dry season as well. The dusty nature of this road after the rains is another cause of worry, since we always inhale the dust produced by motorists who ply these deplorable roads. Friends of the media, fellow citizens, to add to the above, due to the devastating nature of these roads, workers who are resident in Ajekojo and its environs form long queues every morning, since it is difficult to get vehicles to ply in and out of Ajekojo township. Commercial vehicles like Uber, Bolt, Yango and the likes do not accept requests from potential customers to ply the roads of Ajekojo and its surrounding communities. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 general elections, some of these roads were even better than it is now. It was when the Member of Parliament for the Temawet constituency, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra, and this current government used some of these roads to score some cheap political points in the 2020 general election that resulted into this deplorable state. Furthermore, it was when the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia-led government pretentiously declared 2020 as, quote, year of roads, unquote, that the Member of Parliament in connection with the Tema West Municipal Assembly came to dig these uncompleted drainages in connection with the Tema West Municipal Assembly, pretentiously constructing the roads which created this undesirable situation on some of them. Among the roads which were affected by their pretentious act included the Ajekojo Canal to Global Down stretch. In view of the above, we, the concerned citizens of Ajekojo and its environs, wish to call on the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Bawumia-led government, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra and the Tema West Municipal Assembly, to, as a matter of urgency, turn their attention to fix the following road networks in the Ajekojo Township. Hey! Some of these roads are the underbridge to Medina Road. And when we say underbridge to Medina Road, this road is connecting to Medina. Straight. And if this road is constructed, it's going to ease the traffic on the motorway. Sure. Yes. Which is going to make all of us have a wonderful day and a nice way of applying our roads. So we plead with them to come and fix this road for us. One of these roads is the underbridge to Ajekojo Town Road, the Ajekojo Canal to Global Town stretch, west, Ajekojo to Sun City stretch, and the Sun City to Global stretch, west, and then Global to Solomon City stretch. Bad. And other Ajekojo Township roads. Friends of the media, fellow citizens, we therefore plead with the government and the municipal assembly not to trivialize this issue and to start work on this above mentioned roads as quickly as possible. However, failure to heed to our request will mean that they are inviting us to hit the streets in the name of demonstrations
14 days
in order to drum home our grievances. Finally, we the concerned citizens in this community have also resolved not to allow any politician, especially the Member of Parliament for Tema West constituency, Honorable Kasoa, to come to Ajay-Kojo and its adjoining communities for any political activity in this upcoming political season.
Communist inferior tactics. This kind of, tactics is long gone. The people don't even use it anymore. So for them to come in to do that, for me, I find it very, very laughable. But yes, of course, the people of Ajay-Kojo demand, or they deserve, some kind of development. People of Ajay-Kojo, if I'm not mistaken, have been deprived for too long a time. How is it possible that since independence, this township has been in existence, but haven't seen one meter of tarred road ever in their community? But I promised them that I'll be the first member of parliament to put bitumen on their road before my time. I promised them that Ajay-Kojo is going to see a major facelift of their roads from this month or within this month going. So they should just exercise restraint. Please don't let us allow politics to creep into this very exercise. I have done whatever I can to get us to this point. It is not what people are doing or what somebody is saying that is going to orchestrate or that is going to push a contractor to come on side. Whatever is supposed to be done has been now already in the backside, and we are bringing it to the fore. You heard a contractor speaking to me right now before we start speaking. Within a week or two, she's mobilizing her people and bringing her machinery on site, and things will be done. This is known to the assemblywoman there in Ajay-Kojo. So I'm not surprised that they are giving that ultimatum. So what I ask you to do is that you very media men here gathered, on that day when the road is going to be, when the soil is going to be cut, I would call you to come and see for yourself, and within a short time we'll go again and inspect and see what work has been done. But I can promise you that Ajay-Kojo people, residents of Ajay-Kojo should not be despaired. We are ready as a government. That President Akufo-Addo, as far as I'm concerned, has done so well for Tema West. If I am not exaggerating, in Tema West, almost about 70 to 80% of our roads have been tarred. You can attest to this. From Community 5, all the way from Zoe Temple, through Snett Flats, going through Community 2, Railway Quarters, through Community 2 proper BBC, enter Community 3, the whole of Community 3 is covered by asphalt. Come to Sakomono village, which is also, seeing a very major facelift of their road, asphalted, through Sakomono Estate, everywhere. There's no way in Sakomono Estate that you can see one laterite road here. Community 16, Lashibi, is done. 17 is on course, 18, 19, 20. Part of 20 is covered, and so on and so forth. Klagon doesn't even have a problem because Klagon has a problem on the right side. Left side is already covered. But right side, if you go now, you see gutters being done. The only problem, major problem, is Ajay-Kojo, which we are going to face. So if anybody stands anywhere and throw tantrums or throw molotovs at MPP, the government, the MP, and everybody for not doing anything, I find it very laughable. People are praising us for the roads we have done as a government in Tema West. Even other constituencies are very envious of what achievements Tema West has seen, especially when it comes to their roads. Well, why would anybody get up and call themselves concerned citizens or concerned whatever, when you know it is not actually, that concern that you are actually gunning for, but you are gunning for.
It remains to be seen what the next line of action, particularly for the government, would be in terms of being able to fix a number of these road projects for the teeming citizens across the country, because Ajekojo is not the only place that residents are demanding that their roads be fixed. We'll try and get a lot more of these updates for you here on Let's Talk Ghana. Ending on a rather unfortunate note, where a student of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology attempted taking his life yesterday at the Brunei hostel, and conversations on social media suggest depression and the likes, and it's heart-wrenching really that he was pushed to that extent. It follows news of someone taking their life over 600 cedis debt somewhere earlier in the week, and conversations on depression is one that we should be taking seriously, and we should be seeking to get help for people in and around. Rather unfortunate what happened, but the good news is that he is safe and is responding well to treatment. That's our show for today here on Let's Talk Ghana. We return on Friday with another exciting edition. Many thanks for watching. I am Eric Mawina Egbeta.
Oh! Jesus Christ. Hey. Oh, nah. You go fit for down.
He go fit. So if for now he die straight to.
Straight to, he go die. Like he go die.
Cause concrete.
Oh, Charlie. What happened?
What do no?
In boss all go left today.
Studios 2 TV. The truth is here in your eyes.